Let's talk about Augustus, the man who turned a crumbling republic into the mightiest empire the world had ever seen. His journey from an unassuming boy from the countryside to Rome's first emperor is a story of ambition, brilliance, and sheer political genius. We'll be discussing his rise, his challenges, his triumphs, and his lasting impact. This is the story of the man who shaped the course of Western civilization. Humble beginnings. Augustus was born Gaius Octavius on September 23, 63 BCE, in the small town of Velitrae, southeast of Rome. His father, Gaius Octavius, was a senator and governor of Macedonia, but his family was far from the pinnacle of Roman aristocracy. The real prestige came from his mother, Aetia, who was the niece of Julius Caesar, and this connection would prove to be a game changer. Young Octavius was raised in a world of Roman politics, but few could have predicted the heights he would one day reach. By all accounts, Octavian wasn't a particularly remarkable child. He wasn't the strongest or the most charismatic. But what he lacked in physical prowess, he made up for with a sharp mind, unshakable determination, and an early knack for leadership. The assassination of Julius Caesar. The year 44 BCE was a turning point, not just for Rome, but for young Octavius. Julius Caesar, at the height of his power, was assassinated on the Ides of March. The Republic plunged into chaos. When Caesar's will was read, it shocked everyone. Octavius, barely 18, was named as Caesar's adopted son and heir. The young man, now called Gaius Julius Caesar Octavianus, found himself thrust into the spotlight. But this wasn't just a golden inheritance, it was a poisoned chalice. Rome's streets were teeming with danger, and power struggles were already underway. Octavian's first steps into power. Octavian immediately set out to claim his inheritance. Landing in Italy, he began rallying Caesar's veterans to his cause. But the political landscape was treacherous. Mark Antony, Caesar's right-hand man, saw himself as the natural successor and wasn't about to let a teenager usurp his position. Octavian's early moves were shrewd. He formed an uneasy alliance with the Senate, positioning himself as a defender of the Republic against Antony's ambitions. In 43 BCE, Octavian secured his first significant military victory at the Battle of Mutina. It was a statement. The boy was now a force to be reckoned with. The Second Triumvirate. But Octavian wasn't done. Recognizing the need for allies, he joined forces with Mark Antony and Marcus Lepidus to form the Second Triumvirate. This wasn't just a political alliance, it was a dictatorship in all but name. Together they hunted down Caesar's assassins, Brutus and Cassius, culminating in the decisive Battle of Philippi in 42 BCE. With Brutus and Cassius defeated, the triumvirs divided the Roman world. Antony took the wealthy eastern provinces, Lepidus the African territories, and Octavian the west, including Rome itself. But this uneasy partnership wouldn't last long. Tensions with Antony. As time went on, cracks began to appear in the triumvirate. Antony's growing relationship with Cleopatra, the Queen of Egypt, became a significant point of contention. Antony, increasingly isolated in the east, seemed to be prioritizing his alliance with Egypt over his duties to Rome. Octavian, ever the master of propaganda, seized the opportunity. He portrayed Antony as a traitor, a man seduced by a foreign queen and ready to abandon Roman values. By 32 BCE, the Senate, swayed by Octavian's rhetoric, declared war, not on Antony directly, but on Cleopatra, the Battle of Actium. The stage was set for a showdown. In 31 BCE, Octavian's forces, led by his trusted general Agrippa, faced Antony and Cleopatra's fleet at the Battle of Actium. It was a decisive victory for Octavian. Antony and Cleopatra fled to Egypt, where they ultimately took their own lives. With their deaths, Octavian was the unchallenged master of the Roman world. He returned to Rome, where he was hailed as a hero. But rather than declaring himself king, a title that would have been politically disastrous, Octavian played a different game. In 27 BCE, Octavian formally handed over his extraordinary powers to the Senate, a move that won him immense respect. In return, they granted him the title Augustus, meaning the revered one. This marked the beginning of the Roman Empire, with Augustus as its first emperor. But make no mistake, Augustus was no mere figurehead. He retained control of the army, the provinces, and the treasury. Rome's governance was restructured to ensure stability, and Augustus's reign ushered in a new era of peace and prosperity. The Pax Romana. Augustus's reign brought about the Pax Romana, a period of relative peace and stability that lasted for over 2 centuries. With the empire's borders secure, Augustus focused on internal reforms. He reformed the tax system, established a professional standing army, and created the Praetorian Guard, an elite unit tasked with protecting the emperor. He also launched vast public works projects, constructing roads, aqueducts, and magnificent buildings that still stand today. Cultural achievements. Augustus's reign was also a cultural golden age. He patronized the arts, supporting writers like Virgil, Horace, and Ovid. The Aeneid, Virgil's epic poem, was written during this time, glorifying Rome's imperial destiny and Augustus's leadership. Challenges and succession. Despite his successes, Augustus faced significant challenges, particularly in securing a successor. His early choices, including his nephews Marcellus and Agrippa's sons, died young. Eventually, he adopted Tiberius, his stepson, ensuring the continuity of his dynasty. Legacy and death. Augustus ruled for over 40 years, and his impact on Rome was profound. He passed away in 14 CE at the age of 75. The Senate declared him a god, and his legacy as the founder of the Roman Empire was cemented in history. So you see, Augustus's life is a story of transformation, of a young man who rose from obscurity to become one of history's greatest leaders. His reign laid the foundation for an empire that would shape the world for centuries. That's all for today. Go and enjoy your day.